Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Cryptopocalypse Now live stream event. Hope your weekend was great. Mine was absolutely magical. Thank you for the birthday wishes for those of you who know what I'm talking about. Not my birthday, but regardless. Every birthday is worth celebrating. Each and every one of us here on this earth. You guys are stars. Thank you. Now, by this point, I'm thinking we should get a little creative and start calling our, giving titles to our videos a little more dramatic effect. Might as well just go with something like, oops, we did it again. Last setup, we said that it was going to be a dump. And guess what happened over the weekend? I hope you're making money. Because if not, I don't even know what you're doing here. This channel is focused on that and that only. Nothing else. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the office. You already know, this is the place to be. The pit is boiling. It's waiting. And the chart is singing the blues. Now everyone on Twitter, YouTube, everywhere else is suddenly bullish. We counter trade them. We look at MarketSpy telling us we're about to dump. I tell you guys, weekend is going to be a little hectic in terms of how soon it's going to happen. It's going to go up, it's going to go down, but eventually, bazam! We're headed down. And here we are. Here we are. By the way, Lucifer, it is great to see you here in the chat. Platoon, you kick ass. But at the same time, when you say things like you haven't seen the intros before every single stream in the last 5-6 streams that we've had, each and every one of them containing profitable trade setups, information that's worth gold, free of charge, had original streams produced live, no pre-recorded shit. It's the only channel that does that. And you know what the beautiful part is? If you go back, you can catch up with all of the previous streams and see what the intros were all about. Because man, there are stories in those streams from another world. When we wrap it up, if you have a minute, go ahead and do that. Go back and watch the previous streams. Tell me what you find there. Grab some coffee. We're about to get started.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is good to have you here. Yes, indeedy. The little intro that you saw contains truth and nothing but the truth. The platoon pad fully decked out. Where the true champions hang. The all-knowing, all-seeing. And that's you. The market spies. They all despise those of us that possess the red eyes. And we keep track of price action. Last setup I left you with was a short. We had a mega dump, another one of those. Pretty much every leg up and down that you see on this chart was ours for the taking. Plus minus one here and there. And congratulations if you've been part of this price action synchronized with me. So far, you're doing great. Gang, we take credit better than the 95. We're going to have a very relaxed morning. I know it's Monday. There are priorities, you know. No time for streams and games. But since we're on my schedule, allow me to just take that time. Do it our way, you know, no rush. Loaded with patience. Just waiting for the next move that's worth taking. Big move. And we'll try to establish the connection here on the chart of what that next move is by looking at some evidence. Information gatherers, ninjas, spies, get together. We're starting. Now, for those of you who are not aware of what the streams are all about, looking at you, Lucifer, your penalty is to tweet it out, Facebook it, point a finger at me and say, this guy, go and watch it. Tell me what you think later. All right? That's your assignment for today. We're talking about a universal balance here. The law of balancing things out, you know? Something's gotta give. Speaking of Twitter, last time I checked it, when we're at the top, some trader goes, we wouldn't be sitting here if price action was bearish. I'm fully loaded. And I followed the link to that tweet from an article that said a prominent trader said that if bears were aggressive at this level, we would have dumped already. Guess what? I'm looking at my short at the futures. Told you about that one. Entry sitting at 41,574. Candle goes up. It's gonna pump! It's gonna pump!
Oh shit, better leverage up and long the top again. Nice, I'm about to be rewarded. Box CR.
Mistake.
And guess what? Down she goes. Do I recommend taking profit now if you have a short position off the top here? Yeah. I think we're gonna have a little 45-degree sideways and up action right here. And then potentially we go short again. Now there's a baseline reclaim happening here. It's not gonna last. It's gonna try to chop our way up, all the way up to the 50 EMA right here, and then fail miserably. I'm opening a shark short. That's right. I just had a little nap. My brain's not really... I'm still waking up a little bit. Okay? Don't judge me. And I think there's more. I have orders open here. I have orders open. Very aggressive from down below. You know what the levels are. A couple of things on the chart that we're looking at. Price action all red, no green. Pyramids below baseline, topping out at the CPR levels that are very aggressive in bear's favor. Zam! Down she goes. We don't even flinch. Speaking of taking profits, make sure you go to get your P&L cards out. Discord is where it's at. Profit wall. Post it in there. Make your mark. Show me that it's all for nothing. Or is it something for everything? I want to know. You do it like this, allow me to dump my progress on that short. You guys are way ahead of me. Blowing up already. The whole Discord is like, here we go. Getting it. There you go. Check it out. 2.79% locked and loaded. Secured. Yes, indeedy. Things are looking pretty. We're looking at a potential retest. Now, overnight, I'm not trading here. This is it. This is I have my buy order sitting below. It's not gonna give me those dips immediately. He has to go sideways here for a while. Now, is it going to go up? Let's take a look. This is what we're here for. Let's take a look. Discord emoji reaction gang. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Every once in a while we have to celebrate other people's successes. I see everyone, not everyone, but selective individuals there grinding, making progress, and we should cheer their efforts, celebrate and say, good job there, Bill. It makes me sick. It makes me sick when I see screen caps from these websites, You Today and others, of 100% scammer discords. And those casino traders, and they have 100,000 reactions from like 2,000 members on Discord. Everyone is participating. Everyone's like, you know, here you go, pal. One from me. Hold it. You know, we need to step it up a little bit. You know, it's your family and it's doing great. Cheer them up, you know. Go to Discord and hit that little emoji and say, hey, good job, you know. Awesome work, Josh. Nillerton, god damn it, smashing it. Darren, the reason you're in the minus is because you don't have MarketSpy. Oh well, but you tried. Here's an emoji for you. You know, even people who are not MarketSpies. And I don't like the Platoon fam. I don't know. Is it time? Is it just, you know, are the streams not reaching those parts of the woods? We should be having lots of trades coming in. And so many here. Taken, pump, taken, dump, taken. These last, every single wave was covered, discussed, and signed off at the end of every stream, telling you that this is our direction. I don't know why other Discords and Twitters deserve all that FUD and news, fundamental analysis, bullshit attention, and we're killing it, and yet it's kind of on the down low. I mean, okay, yeah, fair enough. People are minding their own business, you know, doing things on their own accord, but still, people get wrecked on other Discords and they're still happy. They're like, ah, great call. And you know what the signals are? I did it. I went ahead and I spied on the competition, if you can call it that even. Ciphers, oracles, a whole bunch of shit. The call signal is, guys, I'm going long. Guys, don't go long yet. Still waiting. I'm about to go long. I'm going long. And then it fucking dumps. That's the call signal. And I see so many reactions and comments and they're like, wow, you know, great job. It happens. Failed setup. You know? And here we are, chilling, killing them softly, one trade after another, setups that make sense. Intraday, I thought you guys were scalpers. Your friends, I thought they were like these quick-handed, trigger-happy, trigger-itchy finger, buy button triggering, sell button triggering people that wanted to have some facts right now. What's next? And I've been giving it. It's an experiment, you know, live, just to see like what the, you know, what the ratio is here between people who act on stuff versus those who are just watching, maybe from other channels. But it's still, a year later, we almost had like every single time we had a perfect trade every single time. There's still second guessing. We drilled through perfect examples of risk management. We talked about how we can have the most profitable setups and what's required. Let's take a look at this chart. Where was your stop? If you were short here, let's say the call came here. We're going short. Now what? Your stop is here? How about here? How about for those of you who don't want to trade any contracts and end up with like 300 contracts to trade? Your stop is here. You know, you can't put a stop anywhere else here in the vicinity of this price action. Bitcoin ate them all. We have a directional trade setup. We talk some crazy shit like don't need a stop loss when you know what you know. Now his question was like, what if it doesn't? What if shit? What if, you know, bullish charts and everything? You know, what if I don't know. And then we go and we live stream. We say we have a reclaim, we have a retest. This doesn't matter what happened here. We talk about how it's gonna chop you up and then go down, and it happens. Where's the love? Where's the love after all that effort? I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what the YouTube algorithm, trying to help people out here with on a mission for precision setups. But at the same time, I don't understand how those boys with, you know, excessive emotional state-of-the-art emojis on thumbnails and everything just get away with it. I don't know. Is the majority of traders that stupid? Are like 95% are actually mentally deficient when it comes to like trading, doing math, and then understanding things, discipline-wise and everything? Like, what's going on here? Do they want me to go ahead? Platoon, what's going on? Do they want me to go ahead and start reading news and screaming, oh my God, do you guys even know what that means? Can you fathom? You want me to quote Michael Saylor telling you how, you know, I'm not, by the way, Saylor's leverage long on Bitcoin, on borrowed money. He's not holding Bitcoin. He's 20x leverage long with debt feeding his margin position. You guys know there's a whole thing going on there, right? That you're not aware of. We can talk about that. We can bring up some data, some sources that are not so common, to show you a couple of things here and there, some reports that MicroStrategy needs to legally file and show you their Bitcoin exposure. But regardless, do you want me to go and start quoting, you know, Taylor, how he's like 10 years into, like, what about tomorrow? Is it going up or down? I don't know. Bitcoin is a monetary energy that brain fart. What about, you know, I'm a leverage trader too. I need to know, how can I make some money tomorrow? How can I play the market? How can I speculate in a way so as to guess the direction, so I can just like not worry about anything, but just go put my money on it, make that bet, make it out like a bandit at the end of the day. So, likes and shares are appreciated because we need to beat this YouTube algorithm bullshit. There's a light at the end of the road, and we need to help those poor souls that are stuck with inefficient old systems that don't work, don't perform, streams that look like absolute garbage, analysis that doesn't make any sense and is regurgitated from classic books. Help that poor suffering crowd out because they're not doing so well. So in terms of our next setup here, and also, there's this thing about streams, right? And I realized that for some reason, when you make when you make a 10-minute video about the most difficult job in the world, the subject of trading markets, you pack information inside of a 10 video, guru style, and pitch it to people. Somehow that gets consumed. The equivalent of watching 10, 20 videos equals to these streams, guys. These streams that we do, they are, for the most part, they are the videos, unedited, raw, nothing's made up, everything's right in front. I thought that's the format that people wanted. That's the format of the future. We're a little bit ahead of times here, I'm telling you. We're gonna set a couple of standards. I know people are gonna come along and be like, look at CR stream, Cryptopocalypse now is doing it, like look at the whoa. That's okay. That's always the case. It's, you know, you always stay a ghost for a little while. You know, you stay ghost for as long as you can. You can start seeing copies everywhere. We already did it with MarketSpy. A couple other things. Bybit Pro. Bybit Pro. Now everyone's talking about being a liquidity provider. Trading styles. You know, the way they operate the charts. Everyone's starting to pepper it in their own little videos. They take a little bit from here, a little bit from there. I see it. I come across it. You know your own baby when you see one. You come across it and you say, pfft. Never before in history, and suddenly now it's a thing. Oh, okay. But we'll continue to educate and enlighten, because at the end of the day, that's needed. That's the mission. That's the name of it. So have we finally broken the parabola here? Let's see. There's a certain angle here that I wanted to. By the way, all these levels beautiful. You know, perceived resistance that up. And last stream, you know, we're still. It's been a day, 2 days, yeah, and yeah, like I was saying, you know, people think that just because it's a stream, and if you miss it, it's not worth going back and rewatching. And not here, baby, not here. Keep that in mind. You miss a stream, it's like a seminar. You got to go back and watch it. You know, find time on the weekend, whenever you can. You don't have to be here live on the chat. You can just watch it whenever you can. Now, because these setups are intraday, you may not fully benefit from, say, when there's a chart setup, but I'm not planning to have these kind of, like, why the hell am I doing this for the general public? I don't even know. We have a lot of here, a lot of eyes that are not subscribed, and I'm not insane in the brain. I'm not here for charity. So we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna take it back to the platoon. Right now, I looked at the chart. I don't really see an immediate setup. We're still in that short, and that's going to continue to be the case for the next little while until things change. You know, take profit and sit it out. Take profit and sit it out. Last stream covered everything from A to B to Z, and we're still in that mode. Now we go back inside of this grind line. You can see the trumpet thingy. We can call it that. Pretty much the only thing that's happening right now. And targets have been marked for us to go ahead and so I'm not touching this price at all until we see that level down there. If the trend changes and it resumes, fine. Like I said, we'll take a look. But we're still in that mode. There's no entry here. You should be short, or you should be taking profit at least. If you were like off top here like me, that's plenty. And I think we're at a place where it can really chop you up pretty badly. I think because there's going to be lots of arguments for and against, or people talking about, you know, trending below the trend line here. Now this move up was pretty aggressive, and I'm seeing on Twitter, for example, like I said in the beginning, I'm seeing a lot of people who are saying sellers are in disbelief. And that's absolutely disgusting, because when you start taking sides and pride and the ego kicks in and you're like, yeah, even though you didn't have a position open, we said it should be long over here. How soon you take profit, that's on you. That's your own. I shared my method. You could be still holding it if you were long from here during the accumulation phase. All right, it took us 3 days from the call to the dump to the pump. Nobody does it like we do it. Is that true or not? But the Twitter is the ultimate counter trend indicator. When you have like top animals and avatars start opening their little yappy mouths post, but after the fact, like, you know, they get all bullish at the top and they're like, yeah, bulls are back. You know, nothing can stop us now. Look at you bears. Divergence doesn't matter. You're indicating shit. I said we headed lower because of that. Now it's gonna chop around. I think it's gonna give us another opportunity to go short. When that happens, I'm jumping in on this. Until then, I'm sitting from below with bids. I have 200,000 or so bids right here. You can see. Now that's for the live stream demo account. I'm still short elsewhere. Short like a gorilla. Now I will be long like Donkey Kong at around the previously discussed levels if we get it. And that's gonna take some time. But not immediately. We'll see what happens. Mamoni, thank you for the tip. The most important thing to grow on YouTube is regularity and consistency over time.
That totally blew my mind.
Now, here's the thing. If Markets was an RPG that I could stream every day, the reality of it is that I would. If I could make content talking about the same thing, like how long does it take for a setup to perform, to play out? How long? Sometimes it's weeks. And speculation. I guess you're right. People are into dumb speculation, you know? Like every other hour it's a different, it's like, oh, what now? It's moved a little bit. My mind is changing. I can't stop it. Transformation has begun. And then it goes, now you're a bull because of one green candle that you're supposed to be shorting. Now when it starts dumping, you're like, oh my God, it's over. Cryptopocalypse now is happening. Fire, run. And you should be buying, you know? But that doesn't happen, you know. We need at least daily, weekly candles on the charts to make sense of it all, you know. Monthly open, weekly open, doesn't really give me anything. That candle could stay as is right now on the monthly, on the weekly, and if it doesn't change, guess what? The market loses interest and says, okay, Bizach, you're not moving. I'm going to find another instrument to trade because, you know, screw this, man. Obviously, there are no buyers there. It was a short squeeze. And that's it. That's all the money there was. But yeah, if you're trading a 5-minute chart and you're sitting there for 7 hours waiting for it to play out, that's consistency. But no way in hell is that going to somehow become a full-time job, because I don't know how these people do it. Consistency. Talking about what? What are you going to talk about? We're not a You Today or Being Crypto news article. What do they do? What do they do? What value do they hold? The Moon, Carl the Moon, what does he do? Every day, it's bear bull, and just like shock value. That's the kind of consistency we're talking about. Shit's gonna go down the drain real fast. That's not you know, not how it works. Trading, it's not little kids' games. This takes time, you know. So yeah, Mamone, unfortunately, that's the sacrifice we'll have to make here. In the promise of quality versus quantity. I mean, this is the channel that tells you, don't trade because you're gonna lose. You will overtrade. You will trade against the pros, and you will be influenced by the BS that's out there, and that's on you. This is the channel that tells you trade less, analyze more. This is the channel that tells you never ever size up if you can't. Never borrow money beyond 2x, 3x max. And that's in case of an emergency when you're like, oh shit, my life depends on it, bro. Can you lend me like 2 times my account size so I can go 3x leverage so I can bail my ass out so the market, the gangster market doesn't beat me up for being who I am, for trying to make some money, you know? That's in case of an emergency. You go and ask the loan shark, Bybit.com, to give you leverage so you can get your ass out of trouble. You don't get murdered by the liquidation engine. When you're deep underwater and you want to get out, you don't want to be part of the deal anymore, you ask for leverage. That's what it's there for. It's not so that you can multiply your gains. That's idiotic. That's how the machine is built. This is how they make money. But not you. That's how they make money. Leverage was built for them. You gotta be careful. We gotta be careful here. I can't say, you know, this is not financial advice, because the hell we're doing if it's not. I mean, we're trading setups here. We're telling you that, look, probabilities tell us that there's a place here that you can make money from. There it is. It's up to you if you want to take it or not. What if you do take it? That was you know, there are elements of financial advice in there. It's like, yeah, you know, I think there's money in there. And you're like, let me see. Or you can skip it and then lose out and be like, shit, I should have went long there, or I should have went short there. But god damn it, too many noises in my head. I'm too invested. Not invested enough in this particular community. I'm too invested everywhere, at all sources, all at the same time. I don't know. It's influencing you, bro. Is what you don't know. It's influencing you slowly. The platoon knows. The majority of traders, I remember not long ago, Sykes was like, I don't even watch the news anymore. I look at MarketSpy, I look at charts, but I don't suffer from analysis paralysis where I'm like every minute looking at it. Once I have my shit in line set up, I deal with it. I trade it directionally. It could go up and down, whatever. I know where it's going in the end, no matter how it gets there. So patience is all I need to witness a profitable trade. And clever money management is what I need in case I'm wrong. So I can fix that assessment in no time. But everything else, if you're like following the content like the moon and others, and it's like just speculation, how does that consistency help you achieve trades? And I don't see it. I don't see it. There are times when I go and I go back and I look at the chart and see a little part of the video where they're like, yeah, here's the settlement. It's always two ways. It's not, you know, there's no, we have probabilities that it's just kind of like tipping the scales right now, and it's like, yeah, I don't know about that short, or I don't know about that long, because we have more evidence in favor of a short sell or a long play. I don't know, they never do it. So I really appreciate Clifton Lewis. Special shout out to one of my supporters on this channel, viewers, who consistently ends up with these comments that actually make sense, and it makes me feel good, you know. It's the kind of feedback that I can live for. I look at it and I go, wow, thank you. I really appreciate it. You know, on every live stream almost, he comments and says, this really helps me out, CR. I love it. I love it too. I love it too, brother. If it's helping you, then by all means, let's work together. Let's work together. Absorb it, and I'll pump more of it out into the wild through these live streams or otherwise. And I'm really happy that it's affecting you, that you're taking action, that is helping you understand your own chart setups. That is awesome. That's all I want. As for the world not being fair and idiots shining out there like lamps in the darkness of a pool of knowledge that is relevant, it's useless, but they still somehow get away with it by being by having a fan base that's just like, I don't know how they make, but I think they're all shitting unlimited money, because the amount of times they've been wrong and not admitted is ridiculous. It's like it's brushed away. It's like, yeah, let's focus on the positive. We didn't fuck up there. We didn't have a plan to clean up the act. We're just gonna brush it off. Like those Vatican guys in the Vatican, a couple of kids, who cares? Brush it off under the carpet. Come to church on Sunday. Let's go. No, this is bullshit. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. But let them know. When they ask you, let them know where you hang out time to time. And it's here in the pit. Love you guys and thank you for listening to the rants. But the setup, like I said, I think the previous stream we pretty much had the whole thing. Let's get rid of the drawings here, okay, for a second. Let's get rid of it. Let's look at a naked chart. Understand how the top here we saw volume come in. Volume came in. We're probably going to get another confirmation or follow through of that volume cluster right here in the next coming day or two. Maybe. We'll see what happens because a divergence played out, but there's a good chance that it's gonna attempt to go back up. However, on DSR, again, left side we have a weekly setup. Right side we have a monthly chart setup in terms of levels. And here you can see how the close of the month was right here. So this yellow and gray is the close of the month. Previously, the open sits here. What happens is that most of the time, what tends to happen is that we revisit the open. And that could take ages. I mean, like a couple of weeks or so. We're maybe seeing that cross. This is a 1 hour chart, and if we see that cross, it may play out. So my range from here is CP, that's 37 down to BC 35. It's the same setup from the previous stream. The previous stream is worth watching again because it has some real important parts that we broke down and talked about why we're buying there. We talked about how we wanted to sell here 100%, that it was time for it to correct. And I don't think we're going to see this setup play out here. I don't think so. I think it's going to, it has the power to go up to the breakdown point at 41.5. Okay, maybe. And we're looking at a CPR range that is pretty big in terms of how thick it is. So in terms of volatility and support, I think that we're going to be seeing we're not going to exceed this box over here. Like the mid 40s, we're not going to see them anytime soon. However, we just bounced away on 1 hour from this, so it's a tiny little long setup over here. you know, just there. You just play that for the next 12 hours or so, and it's gonna fluctuate here, but ultimately we have a buying opportunity that presents itself. If we look at CP over here down to BC, okay, this part of the block right here, which is the HC of this whole move. You Fibonacci people, you know, you're looking at a 50 retraces, so down to about BC. Okay, I have a wholesome order sitting right there, and it's very close to the open. If it happens, it's a magical number. We want to be long at those levels. That gap is not, is probably not going to be closed, just because we'll try to sit around these levels for a little while. And because it's synchronized with the weekly chart, let's see what's happening. There's a thinning of the weekly setup, right? And it has the potential to be a bit more explosive on the weekly. Okay, again, we're supported by the 50 EMA, 250 probabilities. It's a long setup for now after the dump. So that's why I said, you know, people who are short, take profit. It doesn't matter if we call the taking profit over here, over here, over here, over here, over here. This leg was and is yours for the taking. You still have the time to do that right now. Then I think it has the chance to bounce from here a little bit. Okay, come back to the impulse area, get rejected, and come back down to S1. Again, it's looking like it's sitting at 35 or so. And this is the weekly open and the monthly open. Way too much support down here and very thin CPR levels that are like tightening up right here. So this whole week, this is the range we're looking at, right? And we're not going anywhere from this range. And my bias is buying at the bottom over here makes a lot of sense. It'll be the first time when Bitcoin will be testing this support flip. You can see the green boxes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 flip, hang above it, finally a retest. It sits S1, open, close weekly, monthly open, BC on the monthly. Everything is right down here in this cluster. When we turn on our labels, we can see how we have marked those areas previously where we wanted to buy, and it all jives together wonderfully. So this is the place to keep an eye on. How do we get there? We chop around, we go up, potentially build a shoulder, and that gives us a target of approximately right there at the 35 mark if that happens. So to build a shoulder means short term up, because we have to build a shoulder, and the market will attempt to do that. If not, it goes directly straight down and we're buying regardless. But pretty simple. This is also the area where the bottom of this trumpet could be. We're only measuring the actual peaks over here, from here to here, right? Not the bottom, because we had no interaction here with this grind line at the top of the trumpet. But it is setting up to be a mini pattern of the 60K top. I don't know if you can see it, but it's the exact same thing. So don't be surprised if we're gonna see an extended sell-off from these levels against the extremely sudden, overly optimistic sentiment, and the Bitcoin bull market is back. I don't know. I said we'll have to wait and see for that. There's only one way, really. Simplistically, realistically, we're looking at a 2xing, 3xing. You know, that's what a bull market is, right? And that simply is price going to close on a monthly above 65K. Simple as that. New high, correction, then another new high, and so on. And we're looking at 100,000 or thereabouts in terms of wave setups. But until then, we're back. No, we're not back anywhere. We're not going anywhere. We're going to be chopping and dancing around these levels right here between 30 and 40 once again. because the market will annoy the shit out of you before it makes a move. Just when you thought, no, just kidding, just teasing you, just testing the water, seeing how much stupidity can I squeeze out of this potential setup. You know, how many people I can attract that think that they're gonna get away with an easy bull market resumption. I'm just gonna make it look like I'm gonna convince it, make him believe that I'm on my way. Hey, the sooner you go up, the more tired you get, the more rest you need, the deeper the waters are from below. So anyways, I think we're chopping here, and directionally we're still a little bearish short term up, but overall, I think into the week we may see some sell-off action here. Below the monthly CPR, developing CPR level currently trending down below there. This tends to last a little longer than usual in most cases. We have a curvature here, the GPS dot that's coming up, oversold momentum, so short term it's going to go up. And like I said, potentially 41.225, again back to the extreme over here. And then it might actually give us another short, go back down, go sideways, just kind of start chopping around here. But I'm not entirely sure if this is the setup that we're looking for, but it makes sense from the perspective of where Bitcoin is right now to have that bounce. Unless it's too obvious, the market's not going to allow it to bounce. In that case, we go back down. But like I said, everything just confluences with the previous pivots and the points that we're looking at. Another thing to consider is that we have a now there's a 4-hour time frame here. If I activate, so these pyramids for type 1 ME1, regardless, you're looking for, there's a wick right here and another one is right here, right? So this region between what is it, 38.34, 37.55 is kind of like the place where you want to go long. But if it goes there, it might as well go lower, in my opinion. So I think from the bottom of this wick down to here, it brings us to about 36. We may have another small bounce there, but that's for the ME1 setup, which is going to post a lower low, in this case, the first lower low. And for that to occur, we first need to go up and get ourselves a nice, juicy lower high to push the price down. So once we have that lower high, we can talk about potentially going lower. What about the triangle here that's setting up that could potentially punch us out of this range? Well, that's why I said this is accounted for, and the base of it would imply that if it's setting up to do just that, we're going to basically take back. Again, the market will teach you a lesson in profit taking, and you will say, "Oh, you know, I didn't know it could actually retrace all the way back here." But I think it might. So that's what we're dealing with. All right, I'm gonna take profit on a long setup. It's already $100 up. That was a very quick, obvious play here. Actually, let's cancel them all. Let's go with a chaser. Give it a good chase. There we go. I don't know why it's not doing it, but Yeah, this is essentially what we can expect in the next coming hours. Is that this reclaim holds, okay, and we have a mini long setup. Do you see the crossover here? It tells us that the dump is over, so we trend sideways, go up, do that little. Sorry, it was supposed to be a sell. I don't know why I'm shorting it. It's a sell. And yeah, this closes a little bit and goes sideways all the way up to here, volatility line. I think it's a cool-off period that we're looking at here, and that's going to hold us up for a day or two. Then I think we go lower after that. I think we post a higher, lower high, and continue trending down for a bit. Okay, another thing is there's a setup here that is showing me that we've just about bounced on the BC on the weekly chart. So the orange lines is your intraday daily CPR. The blue is your weekly. The white CP and BC right here, our buy region from down below is sitting right here. This level is monthly. So right now we're on the TC of the monthly CPR. So I don't care about the monthly candle open or close, but we're above it, and if we manage to bounce away from this TC level and go back against convert this purple line into supporting baseline, then yeah, I think we flip bullish, and we're looking for a long setup there. Potentially one single entry that will carry us higher if we manage to bounce away from the TC. Now this TC level, CP and BC, right? This region right here, can take a little while. Like this can last a whole month, okay? And we can stay at it and not move away from it. We can also go lower and then go back up and reclaim it. But if we start going lower, the chances of this thing ending is very, very high. And so your previous short setup becomes that much more appealing to try and push the price lower. But yeah, mind that the setup over here is up. Baseline reclaim. Let's see if we can close a candle here. And if we can, we have a short play right there. Be quick. Don't hold on to it for too long. That's the setup on 1 hour chart. Now, 4 hours is showing us that we can have a retest. Potentially, this is going to bring us to, again, 41.5 thereabouts in about 1, 2, 3, 4 candles. And that gives us about 16 hours, half a day participating in this. But this is going to curve up and give you a short-term up signal. Though I don't know if we're going to clear these highs and go higher. If we do, I'm going to chase it and be a part of that. I think it'll sustain and go long as we break above this white line, the value line. Bitcoin's more desired and appreciated above it, and it'll run pretty fast to new highs. We're looking at mid 40s and beyond, 51 being the ultimate top. But for now, nothing's changed. Short setup and the best buying opportunity stays relatively clear. I'm yet to see an intraday setup like this that does not give us an HC play. As unbelievable as it sounds, I have yet to see a play that they kind of ignores the HC. This one little candle, it doesn't retrace by at least a quarter of that distance. I don't know. It'll be a first, so I'm waiting to see if that's the case. Until then, stick to the rules. If these are the new rules that you have discovered in your trading, and they have been working in your favor, they have for me. I'm waiting in this region. to buy in, and I'm mostly ignoring what's happening here. Give or take a few scalps, which I think for the scalpers you're looking up right now, no matter what. Like for sure you're looking up in the next 4 hours or so. And I don't know how high, but you'll definitely scratch a little surface there and be able to extract some value from a long play. In terms of volume, nothing to suggest that this was a small correction and the bottoming out, and it was a divergence play maybe. But I don't know if it's enough to justify, but this volume did break out of the moving average here, ignoring this bar completely, which marked the top. Volume analysis video if you haven't watched that already. This is a warning sign from me, and so I'm a little cautious here. However, pyramid 1, 2, 3, 4 candles, 5 candles, it's not going lower. Like I said, short-term period is probably going to go up and bring it to 41.2, 41.5 again, and you're looking to take profit right about there. Beyond that, I think if it sets up to build a left shoulder here, then there's a potential that we can actually get our bids filled at this level here at around 37, 36 to 35. As a matter of fact, this box right here was previous resistance and now support, and we have to at least make it down there to this level. We had one bounce away from it right here. Okay, just one. But it was sort of, I don't know what this was. It wasn't really a liquidity test. It was just profit taking, and then people came in and took profit. So I think we're going to run this low and still come back down here. So I'm going to stick to my guns and buy at this level. Gives me a little period to have a little rest, a little break, and just to sit back and observe and see what Bitcoin does. We had 5 amazing back-to-back trades. One of them was a little shaky. Had to average out, and thanks to this, this kind of bailed us out. But for the most part, this more than made up for that. We had a little dump here, pump here, another dump here, and this consolidation range here, telling you that we're going to short term up, take a little pause, go back down, create lots of volatility. Just when you thought it was going to go, well, it's going to go down, it's going down. Then it gets picked up again. So we're chopping through this right here. This grind line and the purple line are the same. Purple held, grind line looks like we broke down. That means it's not really, I give more power to the purple line as the ultimate, instead of drawing these myself. I believe that the prices tell me that, okay, there's support here. It doesn't matter how I draw my line, it's probably wrong because it's very symmetrical and the markets are just not designed to work that way. But if it is, that trumpet setup gives us another buy the dip opportunity in this region below. What do you guys think? Come and join. The original move that we had here off the bottom fully played out. We reached the distance, we hit the blue bar, rejected by the value line. We had a divergence, long setup, short setup. So the takeaway here is that for you guys, next time when you see a divergence on your RSI, on any momentum indicator that you employ in your trading, they're all the same. But if you see that, understand that the first dip that the divergence gives you, instead of timing it, is going to be a straight, quick, algorithmic drop that you cannot participate in. You're better off buying that drop and wait for the market to chop it and extend it higher. Bitcoin will usually push 100,000%. I'm telling you that this is the case. Bitcoin will push it higher and higher at least 2 times before actually materializing. So any time you see an R bear, remember that it's lagging by at least 2 periods, because for a divergence to be confirmed, not based on the indicator, but even just you looking at the chart and looking at your MEXC or whatever the hell you're using, right? Anything that's poop compared to MarketSpy below it, anything that's inferior, classic, those are going to still give you these divergences, which are an old trick in the book of the markets. And pro traders would instead actually use these things as a tool to see when the buying opportunity comes. So when there's a divergence setting up, instead of chasing it and shorting into it, what you're doing is you're changing your mind around it, and you're saying, okay, it's a regular bear divergence telling us the end is coming. And you have a dragon play or other setups we have talked about here. MarketSpy gives you 4 strategies to choose from, and the bear divergence calls for dragon skin play, or jackrabbit, or a combination thereof. Not MarketSpy type 1, because it's probably not going to make it to the wick, to the bottom, to the stop area that everyone is looking for. But when the divergence happens, you're actually looking to buy into it, okay? Because it's clearly trending, and divergences don't end trends, at least not the first time they show up. So keep that in mind, and look for a buying opportunity when you see a divergence. In the last stream, we talked about how we're gonna have this one more sweeping price action that goes up. We saw it right here, these candles over here, and that's what the market does. It's expected. Then it fully exhausts itself, picks up, finds the liquidity that's necessary, consolidates, goes back down, and starts working its way, fighting the current trend. Either it wants to reverse, or it will try to push lower. I don't know. But this is basically the setup that you're looking for. And the way I look at it is that when there's a bearish divergence inside of a green cloud and the momentum is strong, I treat it as a buy signal as opposed to a short signal. So hopefully that helps, and I believe you can really make this work in your favor if you change the way you look at it, in contrast to what everyone else is doing. Okay. This particular setup of CPRs is telling me that we're in for a choppy environment here. It's not as clean, and we're going to be ranging here is going to be a little difficult. I personally am skipping. They're all in conflict. There's a daily above weekly, weekly above monthly. Price is bouncing off on a monthly. Short term, I think it's up, but ultimately it can be pushed lower, although that may take a little time. So what we're looking for here roughly is something like this, maybe. Okay, that's the next setup that I am trying to participate in. I think this is how we're going to get down to that buy area, and if it goes straight down, good, still buying in. So let's take a look what happens there. Okay, let's greetings off Tarsus, welcome to the chat. Green. Well, grab some coffee, guys. What do you say?
And ladies and gentlemen, while we're on the subject of drinking coffee, or whatever else that you got going on there, water, coconut juice, I don't know. How about we share this to social media? What do you have? Facebook? Twitter? Hell, Instagram, take a picture. The platoon. We're the only ones that have this. So we took over this office about 2 months ago. And look at how we redecorated it. It looks wonderful. Warren Buffett, all of our friends there. Shaking hands personally. We really appreciate it. Tweet it. Well, let me know if you have, because I'll throw you in a pool of giveaway participants. We have one giveaway coming up. Get you access this way early. It'll be a good one. Remember last time we gave away $1,000 to one lucky winner? We're gonna do it again soon. Give me a couple of days.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. What we're looking at here is accumulated longs and shorts delta. Okay. And right now, the market is bullish. This is one day. One day chart that's showing us what transpired here in terms of traders and their outlook. I treat it as sentiment. Long positions are being opened nonstop. I'd say we buy lower. We wait a little bit. You don't want to join these guys here. Trust me. Now, in the last 16 days, hey, of Tarsus, welcome. What? I can't see. I can't see. P. Jan, thank you for joining, for commenting. I saw that. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're traders right now. This is in the last 16 days. We're these are critical levels. you know, and the market is extremely bullish at these levels specifically. Tells me that we're getting a little ahead of ourselves here. First of all, I say we wait it out. We see if we can clear this high. Remember, 43 was my peak area. We almost hit it. We went all the way up to 42.5. Chump change. It's pretty much right there. There's a reason. I don't know how I came to that number, but days of calculating, brainstorming, and figuring it out, we looked at it and we said, we're looking at that 43 level as the place where we want to be selling. And so far, so good. I mean, I don't know if I think we push short term, go up a little bit, and then it begins then. I think we will have a corrective wave down yet. It's yet to come. This reminds me of that 14K price action when we kind of gave lots of hopeful candles on a monthly open too, and just kind of did this very, very annoyingly slowly. I don't know if you can see this coming up. I can totally see it as a possibility. At which point I think if the gap gets closed and everything, and if we revisit the lows or something like that, who's to say that we will not be looking at a potential double bottoming here? And then we finally break this trend line and really explode and go higher. I think that'll be very healthy. And that's what I'm looking forward to. Right now, we're still in this little consolidation zone. Nothing's really changed, but we'll push up from here, and then we'll see. We'll see if we can top the high. This scenario remains a possibility. At which point, I'm definitely shorting it. Like I said, if we have an extension here, one candle up, I doubt that we're gonna see this anytime soon. But it's just one little thing that we're ready for if it does occur in the coming days. And if not, then all good. We have those buy levels set up, and we're expecting this to go lower. If you're short from the last signal that we had, then by all means hold on to it or take partial profits, 90%. Keep the other 10 running, see what it does. Put a stop at entry just in case. Our entry was about 42.275 thereabouts. Square reports Bitcoin related revenue up 200%. Is this paper gains, or are they real, realized gains? That means they've been selling. There aren't buyers coming in. This thing will dump. Okay. the comment. I'm here for the comments, guys. Don't you know? Don't you know? Does it look like I'm reading these news? Does it look like I'm clicking on these headlines to open the full articles? All I need is a headline and the first comment. Okay. I mean, he's right, but he could be also, she could be lost completely at anything that's close to that requires a little bit of thinking on this website. It's dead silence. There's no one commenting. As soon as there's a FUD or FOMO article, everyone's like, woo, 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 woo. Everyone's a clown on stage all of a sudden, claiming, fighting other clowns. It's hilarious. This guy's expecting one certain kind of news. He gets something that has nothing to do with anything, and he goes, okay, like, who cares? Like, that's not what I'm here for. Bitcoin over the years has earned its fair share of supporters and detractors. Now, there are many analysts who analyze and predict the future for the crypto coin. But sometimes those predictions fail. More often than not, what works best is a look at on-chain metrics. It will dump. What do you want? You don't want to hear that. It will dump. Everything dumps eventually. S&P is an all-time high, okay? There will be a correction. It will bring Bitcoin with it. Just like that. We'll be buying at 20K. Just like that. Don't fret, my friend. The trick is to outweight the market, basically. That's what we need to do. It's a game of waiting. It's just who's going to open their mouths first and make a fool out of themselves, The market, you have to stay quiet until the final moment and go, the market has spoken. There it is. These guys speculating, non-stop speculating, just going up, it's going down, it's going up, it's going down. Obviously, if it's recovering and it's crossed your, I'm bullish if it goes above 38. Meanwhile, the platoon is like, 28, 29K, buy it, accumulate right now. We're going to mid 40s. At 43, everyone's like, the bull market is back.
Shut the fuck up, CR. Isn't it obvious that we're going higher? Otherwise, Bitcoin wouldn't be sitting at 41K for weeks on end.
Yeah, you have a point there. Until your point gets invalidated. Crypto bro. Until your point gets invalidated. Hey, so thank you MEXC CQQA for a good laugh. I came here for this. Okay. Ethereum breaks out of consolidation against Bitcoin. What's next? Remember, you guys, we had a little Ethereum talk, a little discussion in the last stream. BTC Ethereum divided chart is like I said, there's something going on with Ethereum where we could see some pretty surprising numbers in terms of valuation, like what's it worth per coin in the future. And I'm passively aggressively bullish on it for some reason, just because it's not the center. It's they're talking about it, it's out there, but it's not. They're not talking about market. They're talking about like technology. They're talking about, I think there's a quiet accumulation of Ethereum that's going on. That's not going to make any sense whatsoever. position the coin to be extremely overvalued and blow people's minds away and be like, what, how? And it's going to generate a lot of topics, articles that is it about to overtake Bitcoin? Could it be the new Bitcoin? It's just going to push the price higher. I think there's going to be some something with Ethereum. I still haven't found a product that's going to give me a derivative of Ethereum that's not going to be like affected by overly, funding fees and everything, ridiculous funding fees, and just pure robbery. I don't know. I might look into futures on Bybit. Worst comes to worst. USDT, just look into it. Something's happening there. I don't know what it is. I can't tell you. It's a feeling I have. The kind of feeling that you ignore because nothing's happening, and then one day it happens and you're like, shit, I knew it. Somehow knew it. Aftarsa says, I'm waiting for that stock and crypto crash, then loading up my tax-free accounts. Smart. It's got to crash within the next year at most. The cycle is coming. At the end, we have this blow off to like the last push where it's like, the bull market is back, and it's like, quack. Quack goes the duck. You're right. I can see that too. And let me tell you something, all right? I content creators, YouTubers, a lot of times, I don't see a lot of value circulating around. But this guy, Alessio Rastani, right? He made this video about how he thinks. He's got these little 5-minute videos. I guess that's why he has so many followers, because you don't need any brain for that. Just tell me what's good, bro. So it's very convenient. So it shows up on my timeline every once in a while. And I like when he speculates about like the economy in general and the macro trends. So he talks about his personal opinion as a human being, because he doesn't realize it, but he can be a contrarian, anti-direction indicator himself when he talks and people follow. So he said that he believes that deflation is going to happen, and I don't really care about all that, but he said that he's bullish on the dollar, and so am I. I have been saying this since Bitcoin was at between 50 and 60. I was like, dollar is not dead. You're going to get so wrecked. So many people are going to get so wrecked if you think that it's going to be, you can't have that Bill Burr mentality constantly talking about dollar crashing. This thing is not going to crash. We talked about the military aspect of it. We talked about how, there are some heavy contracts that won't allow it to crash that are out there in the world. And it's all in our videos. And, I think that dollar is going to become the shit. It's a crypto channel, crypto viewers. People don't like fiat, but I want to keep it real with you guys and tell you that, there's a reason. I have said it 1,000 million times before, but there's a reason when Twitter, these guys, they realize profit in USD. Their companies are valued in USD. It's not going to change. Nothing's going to crash. It's going to become, people are going to get rid of it, get fully invested in markets and lose their shit. And they would want their Bitcoin to go up, but it won't. Fiat will take the center stage. When the CBDCs come out, dollar is going to strengthen. All the other currencies, there's going to be like the huge turbulence. And people would wish they had cash reserves to buy all the shit that's going to be bleeding out on the streets. Wall Street will be sitting there smiling with their corporate ass, fake smiles, and laughing, because they'll be unloading all these bullish assets right now onto the sheep, slaughtering them one by one, just absolute bloodbath. And the dollar, people would wish they had some dollars to play with. because everything is quoted in USD and the king is not going anywhere. Bitcoin is the king, has the liquidity, but is quoted in USD. All right. And your portfolio on Bybit, they look at you as a customer and they say, what's he worth in terms of USD? That account right there. That's all they care about. How can we drain it? How can we minimize, it's not about the number of Bitcoins you have. So my advice stands, guys. When you make profits, 0.3 Bitcoin accumulated, happy, fucking sell it at whatever the price is. Right there and right then. Because if you're DCAing, you will be able to buy it cheaper at some point. Hell, you could be buying it on the way up with that money every time you have an intraday setup and it's profitable, and then you go the next day and sell it. You're not waiting, oh, but I need Bitcoin to go $5,000 more. It's not, sell it right there, right then, whatever the price is. Trust me, it will, things will balance themselves out. You will be able to have a more liquid portfolio in the end that you can reinvest into whatever the hell you want. But that crash, like Aftarsis says there, is coming. The Fed did not cancel the bear market forever. We have ridiculous articles out there by idiots that are writing things like, the Fed have forever canceled, seeking alpha. Those guys are talking about how there will never be ever a bear market. Maybe not, but there will be those super crashes that are going to it's a once in a lifetime buying opportunity. The market is always in the state of the buying mind. It's like, when can we buy? When's a good time to buy? No one is thinking when's the good time to sell. Everyone at any given time, rotationally through cycles, is thinking when's the best time to buy. So that window to buy is very short, but also that window is wide open. That means whoever's long is going to lose everything and wish they could buy lower, but they wouldn't be able to. They would have to hold. But the good news is it's probably going to recover a couple of years later. But the question is, do you want to be bleeding out and be in the minus for a couple of years? I don't know if it's worth the wait. So I think the dollar is nothing is going to replace. There's too much that's tied into it. I don't know who's spreading this propaganda about how it's going to die, how yuan is going to take over, how you need to think a little bit more globally. For anyone that thinks that dollars fall, I respect the opinion, but it's just, and this is also an opinion, but at the same time, there's just way too much out there that immediately invalidates this idea that the dollar is going to die. Unfortunately, it won't. And maybe fortunately, I don't know. I'm not seeing it, and I agree with Alessio Rastani that we're going to be seeing deflation. Shit's going to be cheap. Nobody will want it. It'll keep pushing the prices lower to attract buyers. Everyone will be holding, but there will be nothing to hold on to because nobody will have any money. That's the kind of crash we're looking at. For sure. It's tough sitting on cash right now, though. It is. It's especially, it's what the market does. We have that first wave. You exit, you're moderate. You did it better than the 80%. You're sitting on that USDT, USD, whatever. You're waiting for that opportunity. It seems like it's never coming. The market is trying to make you buy back in again at a loss. Don't give in to that. Don't give in to that. It'll take a year, half a year, whatever. You have to be patient. Warren Buffett, rich billionaires, those loaded ass mofos out there, this is what they do. They sit on it. The whole coronavirus, we're sitting on cash reserves. We're not sure. They're unloading every second. That's the whole point of the game. Who's going to sell first? And even if they're a little bit early, It's okay. It's better to be less bullish, closer to tops and retests than be like, oh, we're back. Let's reinvest. That's how people lose money. Fact. This is what the companies do. They create interest. Their job is to sell the product and then sell the shares to those that want it because it creates hotness. People want it. They're like, yes, this is the latest Apple, Amazon, new highs, S&P. And then because people lack patience, you have articles coming out and they're talking about how if you wait forever, you will never be able to invest into anything. So the best time to invest is now, because nobody knows when the thing is going to crash and where the top is. The best time to invest is now. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. It's that village mentality where people don't really know what it is that they're talking about. So they're like they're so hopeless and optionless that they're like, might as well just do it now. Why wait? Well, waiting is the backbone of every market. Like, people win if they wait. You trade less, you win. If you wait for a setup, you win. If you invest later, not now, you win. Housing markets, prices are going up. Everyone's loading up. Singapore, boom. They're having a little crisis there right now in terms of housing markets. Prices are cheap all of a sudden. Second wave of coronavirus. New bans, new restrictions, public, new laws, quarantine, all of a sudden everything is cheap and everyone's bought at the top, and now they're sitting on this property and they're like, now what? Because they thought that they would resell it. Real estate, tricky business. Good luck. You'll resell it at a premium 5 years, 10 years later, maybe, if you're lucky. But not now. Now you're stuck. You don't have any money, and you have those 5,000 square feet to your name. What are you going to do with it? Eat it for breakfast? Exchange it for, I don't know. What are you going to do with it? Because the market before the crash was like, it's never going to stop. House prices would keep rising. 2008. Yeah, eventually goes up. But when that crash happens, you want to be liquid. And that's what those rich, mega rich bastards are doing all the time. They're sitting on cash. When Ray Dalio comes out and says, I'm bearish on the dollar, dude, your whole empire is quoted in USD. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you doing? Are you selling your, are you going to some, like, what are you doing? Are you liquidating? Converting to yen? What are you doing? If you're bearish on US dollar, what do you invest? What, gold bars? What are you doing? No, it's all bullshit. They have dollars and they're not getting rid of them because they understand the power. It's Hollywood money. Do you guys know what that is? Hollywood money? I'm not talking about actors getting paid. It's a pop icon. The dollar will not be easy to replace at all. It's the fuel for military war. Do you know what that's worth? Forget about your $1 trillion deficit, inflation. Military, do you guys know what those numbers are? No? Yeah, you can't replace or crash US dollar. It will not happen. Mark these words, hate it. And what about Bitcoin? Bitcoin is going to be worth what Bitcoin is going to be worth. It's a volatile asset. It moves. You invest in it. Don't trade it. If you care about it so much, don't fucking trade it because you're going to lose all your money with that mentality. If you're an intraday day trader, you're not married to it. You love Bitcoin like I do. For its volatility, for the opportunities that it provides, for the 24/7 access to markets, for these live streams that we can have anytime we want, have fun, trade, speculate, and make some money. Also lose every once in a while, but hey, that comes with the package. But overall, you care about exiting into profit. What are you exiting into? If you're hodling, you shouldn't be trading at all. Period. Don't need no indicators, no systems, no nothing. You're a straight blind gambling, like you're making a bet. I'm going to convert all my money into this thing because it's going to replace the dollar. Michael Saylor is leveraged long on Bitcoin borrowed debt. You guys need to look into it and realize that it's not him holding 6,400 Bitcoins and unrealized paper gains. The derivatives market is so huge, and these guys are part of it. It's why Bitcoin's been going up, not because they're actually raw buying it, converting their balance sheets into it fully 100%. When he goes and talks to crypto bros on YouTube, you hear all that. When he talks to Bloomberg and professional, like the people out there that actually talking business, Michael Saylor is not making any sense, and he's just but he can't lie. Over there, he can tell you and your crypto bro, your favorite YouTuber, whatever the hell you want, cyber hornets and everything. When he goes to Bloomberg, there's no cyber hornets. He's talking about how they're positioning themselves in a very smart way and how profit taking occurs pretty much every time, and how they're leveraged long on Bitcoin, paper Bitcoin, not actual Bitcoin. Don't get me started. There's a lot of things that are going on in the shadows where these people are exiting into liquidity, USD dollar, all the time, looking for the next product that is going to generate more USD for themselves and their companies. If you're playing the markets, sell everything. Every time it's profitable, get rid of it. My advice to you. Not financial advice. Just chat, what is going on? You got me going here with the debate, and it's just because there's so many people out there that are both bears and bulls are super annoying when they're like 100% winning. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that because there's a tipping point. It feels good to see people understand this, and that we have members like that in the community who are woke and have, opened their eyes. The reality is not pretty. It's not attractive. I'd rather not hear it. You say. People go, oh, fuck this. I'm here for the moon. We're here for the Mars. We're not even here for the moon, but we're talking about between the moon, the Earth. There's this liquidity crisis. We're talking about, changing one thing for the other before we get to the Mars. But through this exchange, back and forth, is how you get to Mars. Okay? So yeah, it might be a year, maybe less. I'm thinking we're due for one last final wild pump. It's just going to die just as fast. Now, in terms of bull cycles, I don't think people are looking at this thing from we need to expand our horizons a little bit and understand that bull markets, they tend to, like the classic setup for a bull market. I'm not talking about corrections that happen inside of bull markets, such as the one that we're in right now. I'm talking about how the whole thing lasts on average so far, like all the data we have from 1800s up until now, from tulips to bitcoins. I'm not comparing the two, I'm just saying what started and what we ended up with. All that data, all the markets in between, overall, it's a vertical line. 5 years straight. Then a bear market, technically shorter lived, but still annoying. 2 to 3, 4 years max. And then we have another 5-year uptrend. Now that uptrend is not just, an uptrend. We're talking about like 90% gain, 80% loss, 90% gain, 20% gain, 50% loss, 70% gain, 30% loss, and it goes on like that for 5 freaking years. But when you zoom out and look back, you realize the whole thing's been a bull market. So Bitcoin, since the inception of this, it's been accepted as a financial instrument not long ago, but it's been trading since 2009 on an open market, and the thing's been going up nonstop. And we had 2 periods in this 9 years, actually 1 period where Bitcoin was kind of slacking, going sideways and down, and then it bounced up again from like 300 to 20K last cycle. Then we had another 2-year correction, and now we just started. It's been a year, so it's okay to assume that next year we may have what they will start calling the crypto winter, but I think it'll be a great buying opportunity at that point. And when we have that little period of, wait a minute, hold up, pause, what's going on here? Is this really happening? And then when people realize that it is happening, they'll start trending up again for another year, 6 months or whatever. And so it's going to rotate like this. But I think we're macro bull regardless at all times. It's just that, when we're talking about buying and trading, bullish or bearish, I hope that everyone understands that we're only referring to these intraday setups about how the market is looking in terms of structure and like day-to-day changes. But overall, this whole thing is bull. Everything is bull. If the dollar is losing its value due to inflation and the amount of money that's getting printed, then, and that's the property of fiat, that's not going to change. Whatever, it works. That's the way it's been. This is the way it's going to be in the future. It's not going to change. So we can assume that, yeah, everything is destined to go up like your age. Man, we have the best crypto poetry on this channel. Everything is destined to go up like your age. You can't stop it. Inflation, growth, and eventually, it's not devaluation of fiat currency. It's just that we'll need more and more of it, and people get sophisticated. Jobs, salaries, everything goes up with that. Product prices goes up with that. So it's humans, they have this property, it's called never enough. So the mushroom will keep growing. Bitcoin will keep growing. Don't worry about it. If you're holding it in your portfolio, you want to hold on to it 5-10 years, yeah, it's going to be worth a lot more than what it is today. I can see that. It's not going to zero. But in the next 6 months, we'll see about that. And it's good to be liquid. And liquidity means sitting on USD or whatever your currency is. Lira, won, I don't know. Wherever you guys are. Why does it get deleted, Maros? YouTube doesn't like Twitter. Is that what it is? Is that like a secret Dorsey, freaking Larry Page, or whoever the hell is at the wheel right now? Do they have like some sort of... and then that's Twitter, dude. It's like me nuking everything that has the name Market outside of MarketSpy in it in Discord. Anything that comes out with the name Market in it, bam! It goes out the window. But maybe I'll take your word for it. No need to prove it. The regulars, I see you guys. I know you by name. It's right there. But I'm just saying, anyone coming in for the first time, they're like, oh, I want to be part of this. I want to win. I'll do it. You look like a cool bunch of cats. I can hang with you guys. By all means, let us know that you have tweeted. And get rid of the HTTPS colon / or whatever the hell goes in front of the link. Thingy www that protocol there. Get rid of it. Just write Twitter .com or something. I don't know. Probably not the best way to do it. Look. Bitcoin at make or break point after drop below 40. It's like these guys realized that after the fact. They didn't see the drop. They didn't see the run level to 43. And they certainly are not seeing that a possible drop continuation is in the books. They're saying make or break. So we're going to wait and see. Well, we started this thing off on Sunday. No, on Friday, telling you that come Monday, there will be a no trade zone. We'll have to wait and see because Bitcoin is going to get stuck, confusing people. And so we're chilling. Right now, we're chilling. We're not really paying attention to what's next. We know that short term is going to go up, but ultimately get rejected and perhaps head on lower. But we also know our buy point, it doesn't mean that it's doom and gloom for Bitcoin and that is the end of the world. We're just going to be presented with the next setup. We can extract 1,000 points out of it. We're good, aren't we? We don't need to hold on to this. Hopefully, people, by this time you have learned that ATR is how you take profit, and that's always consistent. And the levels that we draw by hand may be erroneous and contain a lot of hopes, dreams, and wishes, which we can't trade. But in terms of numbers, hey, made its target, measured it, take profit. Doesn't matter what happens next. Next setup comes about, trade it. I'm telling you, stop losses. We have to realize that a stop loss. Look. So this article, Bitcoin make or break point below 40. Boom, right next to a Bitcoin chart fractal suggests BTC price will rally to at least 80K by September. Calls for a doubled up Bitcoin price rises. The cryptocurrency paints 10 green candles in a row. And then then we're talking about Bitcoin dropping to 18K. So it's like, this is exhausting. Why are we even, looking at these things at this point? All fractals, potentially, depending on how big of a time frame you're looking at, they're all set up to, the bigger the time frame, the more bullish the fractal is. So like it will show you there's a lot of, history rhymes. It'll repeat a lot of the patterns that were there before on higher time frames, because on higher time frames you're looking at markets that are always bullish, that are always 45-degree angle up only, with a few hot pockets here and there, a couple of drops. But overall, this is what we have to understand. And so, but when it comes to actually trading and extracting money out of the market, it's an entirely different. I think a lot of people are looking at the wrong source of looking at the wrong places to get their sources of information or confirmation. It's like people are opening these dumb positions, like these dumb longs or shorts, and then they go start reading these articles. I think this is how these YouTubers are attracting these people, because they're looking for something that someone else says to confirm their biases, so they can feel good and say, yeah, you know what, I'm not alone in this. There are a couple of other gamble-holics in this, They're gonna spend money with me as well, and F it. Whatever happens, might as well. Go all in. I'm fucking tired of this. Up, down, up, down. Like, what's it gonna be? Shouldn't be trading like that. Who trades like? I don't know. I don't know. I'm really proud of our community because I don't see this day-to-day sort of flip-flop. People wearing flip-flops, you know, running alongside all those others. They eventually came to realize that you cannot predict the market. It's hopeless. What are you still doing here? Why are you still trading if you think TA is shit, if you think fundamentals don't matter, if you think that there's no point, if you think that all these analysts, like, what are you doing, bro? You're following everyone religiously and you're saying you don't believe in it. You don't think it's going to work out. You think it's all useless. It's like, how many times have you been wrecked? There's no helping it. It's like you've been damaged, PTSD or something. You cannot absorb new information, corrective information that's going to make you a better trader. You never wanted to be a trader in the first place. You just wanted to have a quick buck. And then you realize, shit, it ain't so easy. It's just another job. I hate work. I'm proud of our community that we don't have people like that. Everyone's just very chill, observant, grounded in reality, looking at these things from a perspective of someone who wants to just do good at markets, extract some value from them consistently. And we're going to achieve that by waiting more than the others. Just like the mega rich. What you have to do, you have to wait it out. So 100% agree on on not making any rash decisions when there's so much noise around us. BTC price sees 6% correction in contrast to booming Bitcoin on-chain data. Imagine how those on-chain analysts feel. The cooling off period is welcomed by traders who were already in moderate shock at the veracity of last week's 10 green daily candle surge. Bears in disbelief. So the next stage usually is when buyers are in disbelief. And then people like us will realize that we're still inside of a range. We're not bullish nor bearish. We just know that this is necessary and price moves in accordance to these patterns in the chart. And right now we're still in a mega sideways trend, believe it or not. I don't want to be the guy to say that, hey, once Bitcoin is above 65K, I'll turn bull. Because by that time, it's probably time to go bear. But in reality, if we wanted to talk about 80K, 100K, we need to go above that level. The thing is, the thing that nobody talks about is that, are you opening a long position now if you think that that's where we're headed and why? And then if you wait till 65, you know how fast that's going to happen. When we breach that level, we'll be at 80K in like 4 15-minute candles. So what's your entry there? When you say, oh, once it flips, it's not like it's going to peek its head above it, stop there, and then slowly give you that chance to continue up to 80K by September. And you're slowly exiting in profit and the market doesn't care and everything is beautiful, peachy, rosy, No. Tell me what's your play now. Are you long or short? Why? To what level? Doesn't matter. Swing people, you should be holding. If you're a trader that considers themselves a swing trader, you had a call here on this channel from 30K, 28, 29, anywhere. Should be long, still be holding long. If you're an intraday trader, you took profit, took other calls, 4 of them, back to back, winning trades. 2,000, 1,000 points every other day. If you're a bear, also, are you a swing bear or are you an intraday bear? If you're an intraday bear, should be cutting losses. No short positions open. Profits taken when appropriate, when we had a short setup. If you're a long-term bear, well, you're going to stay underwater and swim there for a while. And you shouldn't be closing that position at all. If you're a swing trader, why are you worried about stop losses? If you're intraday, why are you worried about stop losses when your job is to take profit on ATR values? These are the questions that I ask myself all the time when I'm choosing a position and how I'm going to play it. If it's a choppy environment, why are we going for a swing trade? How do we define a swing trade? What's a 10-20% gain on Bitcoin? Am I still holding? And if I close a position now, why would I open another one if I just closed one? What's the strategy there? Lots and lots of questions that we have to ask ourselves all the time. RSI is long from 29K. There you go. And hold on to it. Took a bit of profits. Not scary, smart. Both start with an S. But taking profits is, I never have seller's remorse, ever. I sell in $100 increments. Price moves like 10K. I sold the first 100. My portfolio went up in value by 10% because Bitcoin made 10%. Didn't lose anything. Took profit on top, added a little bit. Awesome. Best way to trade. Not even attached to gains or losses or anything. Just, you're maintaining that sanity. You're looking to not be affected by these fluctuations. You're taking that volatility, converting it into expanding your portfolio into value. And it doesn't matter how fast or slow it has. There's no deadline. There's no competition. There's no. You kind of already know. You doing this for a couple of years. You will get a feel about what to expect at the end of the year. How much tax you're going to pay. You kind of already have that priced in, and you understand. Okay, these are my earnings for the year from this venture here, from trading the markets. This is what I can expect. That's good. Hey Chad, this is valuable information right there. This is like super user experience right there. I like it. Yeah, I appreciate it. RSA. This is a good story there. I don't mean it like that. Good story, bro. It's like, no, really. It's properly sized entry with a lot of margin to spare to avoid liquidations. Unless I'm stubborn, and stubborn leads to big losses in this, for sure. We need to throw out the personality, the ego, everything about ourselves. It's kind of like going to work. You don't bring your personal shit from home. Your dog died. I'm sorry. But you still got to fucking smile. Because you're working with other people. And you're on a mission to grow the company's worth. You play a role. You get paid for that role. And you leave all that shit at home. You have to be strong. You have to be strong. So markets are the same. We can't bring stubbornness and say, no, the market's telling you, look, things are not looking great there, buddy. What are you gonna do? You're gonna correct that mistake. Undo it. Take a loss or whatever. Whatever the method is. Oh, Eris is not. I thought anyone who's here is part of the family, of course, but I thought you were like part of the spy community. You're not gonna be disappointed. MS. Don't ask me. Ask the people that have been using it, how it's aiding them on their journey. I think it's great. I think you'll find it lovely to have in your arsenal. Well, in that case, allow me to welcome you to the community, because we have great people here. There's no drama. Everyone's respectful. Everyone knows everyone. Everyone's cool and super helpful. Bybit Pro traders, whatever the system you use, trust me, it's where it's at. You can get a trial, see how you like it. But Bybit Pro is essential in managing your positions, executing your trades. You'll love it. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts overall? Not the nonsense that you see on the screen, but okay, so this guy, right? Bitcoin posts bullish weekly close, stock to flow like clockwork. This guy, Plan B, when it dumped, I'm too lazy. I don't know how people find this information, research. They have something to prove. The problem is I have nothing to prove, so I don't go out of my way to find my own like calls or videos where I said something specific and it happened, and people go and they cut that part out and they post it on YouTube, or they go, I just don't have that time. There have been so many amazing golden opportunities that we have shared here for traders. Like, you have no idea how great they were. Like, money making setups. And I wish I just go back and like rub their faces in and be like, look what we did right there, right? But there's also the other side to this. I don't have the time for it, but this is also stock to flow like clockwork. The guy literally on his Twitter said that I admit, or it was the interview or something. Like I said, I don't have the patience or the time to dig these guys' shit. But they said, but it's important to keep that in your head. This guy said, I admit that my model is not perfect and it's failing. And if we go lower than 30K, it's over, and I'm done with it. And the market spared him, and now he's like clockwork. No. When it lost the 40K mark prior to that, it was already starting to look a little shaky and way out of sync. If you had to zoom in a little bit, that stock to flow is zoomed out into like a 20, 30 year, like compressed freaking. This is what it's like. I don't know. Take a trend line, multiply the width of that trend line by 10, and draw it on your chart. And it's kind of like, this is the support, right? But it's really, it could be anywhere within a $5,000 range. So this guy's stock to flow, the distance to it fluctuates by 20K. Like, the distance to when it's right or wrong is 20K, you know? And that is of course going to make or break the freaking I don't know. This guy was talking about how he's having doubts, he's ready to exit. Not long, I swear to God, 1 week ago, I saw it, I read it, and I was like, yeah, don't go too hard on yourself, because I respect it. But and there were so many comments, I think it was on Twitter, comments like I don't know, but I see what you're saying. Yeah, it could be, that no model is perfect. Don't be too hard on yourself, And now he's like clockwork. It worked out. I told you. It was like, these guys are freaking clowns. Plan B, I respect him for contributing to the space, but at the same time, how are you helping intraday traders or speculators? You know how these guys are helping us, or anyone else that's trading on derivatives or spot or anything? By saying that this is not financial advice, and I don't trade Bitcoin, Nobody who, like, all the professional investors like Pompliano, then you have the Sailor, they're like, we just buy Bitcoin at whatever the level is. We're not trading it. Seriously? You're not looking at levels. You're not looking at other markets. You're not looking at on-chain data. You're not looking to profit. You're not looking to worry about, like, you have a minus $1 billion position on your, like, you're not trading? They're all trying to not get caught with their pants down by saying, I don't trade. Plan B is like, oh, bro, you trade. You trade, you're high on leverage, you have a position open. It's okay if you lose 2 Bitcoin because you have 100 of them because you invested in 2014. Just don't bullshit and say you don't do it, you addict. I know you are long on Bitcoin on a derivative paper, okay? And you're worried about your model. And when it starts to fail and you go into minus, it affects your mood. And you let the tweet out and you say, I feel a little different today because I feel like my model is, I admit it, guys, it's not going so well. Bitcoin recovers. Simple technical pattern. MarketSpy call. Yours truly looks at it and says 28, 29K accumulation range, and we're going to mid 40s. Boom, it happens. And now, like clockwork. It's like clockwork. Bitcoin. Stop the fluctuate. It's like clockwork.
It's like clockwork. It was always meant to be this way.
Like, really? Really? I had too much coffee today. Everything is pissing me off about these guys. My face. I'm gonna stop this here on this comment right here. Disappointing because it didn't go straight to 60K. It was supposed to open and like Phoenix go back to all-time highs. Disappointing. Crypto potato, tomato, cucumbers. These guys are disappointed. Crypto olives, crypto freaking cherries, pineapples, and coconuts. They're all disappointed. Fuck me. Use the language, but not really. The truth sounds beautiful. Fucking hell, huh? So, these guys were like no fee trading platform. Interesting. This is the next Robinhood for crypto. Remember that. Remember that. How about that? No, but seriously, these guys have been struggling for a little while. But I think, zero fee trading platform. They're able to pull it off somehow. Although limited to, it's not worldwide. It's not worldwide. Hopefully they can expand. So what's this thing? Can anyone summarize? Yeah, me too. See, I need to go and watch the Carl the Moon channel so he can break down the what does this mean? What does it really mean? Because I can only go as far as this headline. I'm not too technologically advanced to click on this and read and use my brain to understand what it means. So I need someone to tell me. I need to go listen to some podcast that talks about this for 2 hours. Where they go, basically, what it boils down to is this. And then you go, oh shit, doesn't that apply to me? It sounds like it applies to me then. Oh no.
If you have to be persuaded, reminded, pressured, lied to, incentivized, coerced, bullied, socially shamed, guilt-tripped, threatened, punished, and criminalized, if all of this is considered necessary to gain your compliance, you can be absolutely certain that what is being promoted is not in your best interest. If you have to be persuaded.
Ladies and gentlemen, the sad part about this is that I can take this, tweet it from a fiat account, and talk about how fiat's being used to manipulate the markets and fuck you over in your positions when you're buying Bitcoin or others, anticipating one thing, but you're being lied to, deceived, and played at the same time. And this would sound precisely applicable to all the markets that we're dealing with day to day. So whoever owns this, hey, I'm done with this. I don't know about you guys, but we've had enough. We've had enough of this nonsense. It is time to look at yeah, this delta is a little worrying over here. There's a divergence set up over here. There's a divergence that's pushing the price up a little bit, and it may continue to do so for the next 12, 18 hours. And I think we're headed lower, and we need to look for an opportunity to buy back. Like I said, 35.5 is the sweet spot. Accumulation should begin at around 37. It's a very tight range down to 30K from there. Don't think we're going there, but we are going to have a continuation from here. It looks like to me. Not doing anything for the foreseeable future. And I'm talking about a day or two. It's like, oh my God, what are we gonna do tomorrow? No trades tomorrow. Yeah. Market has been very convincing, very obedient in terms of structure and what it was going. Now it's a critical level where we need to actually understand what the whole sentiment of the market. And the first move is obviously going to be a fake one. So whatever the market decides, it's actually a counter trade indication. So if it dips, meaning we're buying, if it pumps, it'll probably be a great opportunity to sell into it, in my opinion. So, but here we're looking at, in terms of like everyone is long on, like price is pushing down. It's going up, but it's going, like sellers are kind of flexing a little bit while everyone is longing it because of this pump. And I think this pump gets taken out. I think all these gains go down the drain in the next coming days. I give it 48 hours tops before we get our answer. But I think it's time to If there was a trend line that was to run from here to here to here, we had support point here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and kind of like have the space to retest it and then fail. Have the space to retest it and fail. You don't see it here because it's still a straight line. That's why I think we may see a little. Go to the intraday chart over here. So last time when we had this set up, we said what? We said that it was going to go up, fake out, and slice right back to it and take out these. I still think that this is the place where price wants to go. It will probably, most likely, going to find its way down to this point over here. We need to wait. We need to wait a long time, a couple of days, a long time. We need to wait a couple of days before we know the direction for this next trade. You guys are welcome to chill or continue trading, but you're on your own at this point. I think short term intraday, almost scalpish like trade up, if that. And then we definitely had lower. Yeah, and we're gonna have to wait and play that. Accordingly, so right now it is resting on this support line. This significant, not really. This is hand drawn. I don't like that. Let's get our CPR blocks back up here, and we can see how we're resting on the 200 EMA. The crossover is not likely to happen. What's likely to happen is this, and price is going to swiftly come back up, but then fade from that level again. So this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking to either see, depending on what MSX shows me here, once we're here, I don't know. We are on the TC on the monthly, so we can spend here a long time and still come out on top and actually resolve back up towards the green box over here. But that is, like I said, this is going to take a little bit of time, and anything goes. Right now, however, if we lose the TC point on the monthly, we're trending down below to the open. This is our equilibrium zone 3. Also, the weekly chart posted a bottom center pivot right here. I think it's a great opportunity to buy in here for a bounce. It's going to be at least a 2,000 point trade for us. Anything lower than that, HC sits at around 35.5, just about here. And yeah, however, if this fails after the initial bounce, remember, let's go back 2 videos ago when we said that if this bounces away from here and is not sustainable and only gives us a lower high, then we are seeing 30K and lower, ladies and gentlemen, and create a double bottom, after which we will pump. So it's going to get a little messy, a little tricky, but I think we'll navigate this easily and with a known degree of precision here at Cryptopocalypse now. So we're okay. Right now, the consensus here, the final verdict is we need to wait this out. Sideways up and then more down, I believe. We'll see how that actually plays out in 2 hours when we have a candle close. I think it's going to go down and then immediately go back up. You're gonna have these like 4-hour candles that are chopping up and down same distance. So please be careful and don't be a part of that circus there. Time to be a bull, time to be a bear, and there's also a place where you can be a pig, you get completely slaughtered based on greed and the desire to trade something that. So this setup right now, if you're short, you should be short, and 2 options: take profit, number 1, or continue holding it lower to that buy area. if you're going long, well, you're long already. And if you're intraday long, you took profit a long time ago. Like for us, it was long from here, take profit over here. And for people who want to be long, you're waiting for lower levels. Obviously, this dip is not enough. You're waiting at least for 36.5 before making a move. So until then, this is a no man's land, and we just crossed a couple of baselines. Remains to be seen if we stay here below them or go up. This is now a bearish chart setup so far. On MarketSpy, we have been bearish since here, but we were expecting exactly this one move that would eliminate all the stops here. And let's go back to our actual technical phase of this stream and talk about like where your stop would be if you had to go long, short, for example, on this trade, or long. I don't know, short or long in this consolidation range. You know, for SPYs, the short was pretty clear, and the stops, where would it be? Because I can tell you right now, looking at this, all of your stops got eaten alive. You paid to the exchange, and they loved you for it. And you ended up with no position because every time a stop hits, it traumatizes you. And now you have to work twice as hard to make that back. There's a little dilemma here where I want to show people how stops can be worked against you. But at the same time, if I say that, that may cause people to make stupid mistakes, and not using a stop loss will cost them dearly, and they can surely point a finger at you and say, fucking said no stops. What gives? You know? Now I got look at me now. So it depends. It depends on let's just make a little remark here and say that this is for traders who have been trading professionally, and these traders have been using stop loss, and they will continue to. Actually, it's really hard to talk to professional traders because they're so stubborn and dumb in their ways that they think that they have figured it out above the market. I'm always learning something new. I've been doing this forever. But traders are like, so the more professional they get, the more ignorant and the easier for the market to come around and clap them. 100%. If they were not able to, throughout their career, to get rid of this ego or bias or this the market owes me mentality, I have to be right or I won't feel good about myself. If they're addicted to that feeling, that dopamine rush, then they're fucked. There's no helping them. But for traders who are humble and understand that you can never truly figure the market out because it's figuring you out, and you need to communicate with it at all times for an effective deal to go through. You have to try this out and say, okay, well, if the stops are kind of saving me from all this trouble, but at the same time, I'm losing a lot of money on these stops. So what do I do? If you want to have a conversation about that, let me know in the comments below and we'll cover it, because there are methods based on not only numbers, ATR, but like embedded built-in behavior on these assets, where there's a way to train yourself to actually use discretionary stop or time bomb stop, where you just simply close it based on a number of factors that you can learn about. So let me know if this is something that you're interested in. We'll dedicate one stream completely to stop loss management altogether, like the 100% one-on-one on stops. What do they mean? Why do people lose money on them? And how can we know when to use one and when to avoid using one? Because so far, I would say from here all the way to here, one did not need to have stop losses. We don't have a ranging environment. We had a trending setup, that had to be understood and managed accordingly. And now that we're going inside of a range, we're turning to stop loss is like a tool where we don't really know. Look, this is the quote I always go back to. You need a stop loss when you don't know what you're doing and you're not sure if the trade is going to go your way. And if that's the case, why do you have a position? Peter Lynch. So what's the point of your stop loss? Stop loss says that you don't really know, you shouldn't be trading this. You have no clue directionally. You're hoping that it will work out, and if not, at least you protect yourself and lose some money, not all of money. My point is you shouldn't lose any money, and the best way to do that is to not trade if you're not sure. So this is where the social aspect of it comes together. Jump into our Discord, break down the chart, talk about it, see what's going on, and maybe you'll find the answer you're looking for. And at that point, the stop maybe becomes a simple tool that will... You need to be able to... Some people just don't have it in them. They can't close the position, and mine is they need to have it be automated. A stop loss is like an automatic, give me that, permission to take your money in case you're wrong. Because right here, even if you're trading any one of these small candles, there's no survival for any stop losses. All of the stop losses here got eaten before you hit your ATR mark. All of them. And the second worst thing about the stop loss is that they freaking determine your position size. So you can't just throw whatever number of contracts on a trade you want, whatever leverage. They determine your leverage. Stop losses determine your leverage, even if they're not actual technical mechanical stop losses, but are sort of like mental draw the line sort of areas on the chart where you're like, okay, anywhere below that and I'm out. The only problem is with Bitcoin, the volatility is so high is that below your mental line, it can run through that level by $100, $200, $500, and it will greatly affect your loss and what you will need to make to cover that stop loss that just got eaten in the future. So it's like that decision, humans are very slow. Humans are very slow in terms of making that decision because we assess, we're thinking in the heat of the moment. You're like, maybe I shouldn't close it. Maybe I should hold on to it. If it dropped by 500 below my sand in the line in the sand, maybe it'll recover and go back up, and then maybe I can exit. So while you're thinking, you're losing money, right? But at the same time, if you pre-calculate your stop loss, sure, it works. It's just that I can tell you that your genius guru stop loss system here failed 100,000 times, and you were not able to profit at all if you did not know where to go directionally. If you don't have a system that tells you where price is likely to go, if you don't have a strategy like the Jackrabbit or the Dragon Skin or Market Enemy, you are so full of it, telling me that you actually made profit here. So whoever trades this without a system that explicitly tells you directionally what we're likely to see, and that the stop is not necessary because you're gonna have these fluctuations, but ultimately you're gonna meet that target area to take profit, and you don't need a stop. Most of my trades, they're underwater the minute I open them. There is no stop loss. Then I have the averaging technique. Then I have an arbitrary stop loss where I think like, okay, there's a clear disadvantage of averaging out my position, and I do a quick math and I realize that, okay, if I average it down and if it goes lower, what do I stand to lose? And most importantly, how long will it take? What will it take to cover that loss in the next trade setup? Will it be enough looking at the average last 20 trades, how much they generated? Will they give me that same average number to cover this loss? So that happens very quickly. And because there's no attachment between me and Bitcoin and fiat and all these little neural links in your brain, I simply go, either I exit it, cut it, but the numbers are very small. If I know a pump is coming, I don't care if it's going to run for $1,000. I know that I'm out 100, 200 points later. That's it from my entry. And I know I have a runner that can give me a bonus paycheck if I let it go for a couple of days in that direction. And that way I can put a stop loss. That's not going to affect me. It's not going to really damage my account if I have 10% of my initial position that's at stake as opposed to 100% leverage that position that I originally opened. So stops, they determine how much you can open at any given point. And I think many people don't know that. Many people think that leverage is just by feel. Like, I feel like it's a good setup. My indicator shows me a green dot. I think I'm gonna buy this level, and if it works out, beautiful. It's not, well, if not, then next time you open a trade, it's not like your account regenerates that lost money. You're left with less margin, and you're now not able to leverage up at all. And now you need twice as much profits in order to cover that loss. So we need to talk about stop losses if you guys are kind of like still, I know it's the number one topic, but it hasn't been brought up yet in the community, in the platoon, or in the MarketSpy chat, or in the free general chat on Discord. And if you're struggling with that, there's nothing, you shouldn't be, trust me, everyone is struggling with it. It's a very, very difficult subject for a lot of traders to cover. But if you're willing, if you want to, let me know in our Discord, bring it up, let's have a discussion about it, bring up some examples, and see if maybe that can really help you out, clear some of the smoke regarding this topic. But if you got it figured out, feel free to come along and share with other traders. There's no edge in sharing your stop loss strategy. It's a universal thing that can help everybody, and there's no advantage to only keeping it for yourself. If you have a stop loss strategy, bring it on. I bet that 98% don't, and they're using it just because what if, bro, you never know, you can't assume things, right? It comes down to experience and you know, pretty much that's all it comes down to. And knowing the asset, of course. Bitcoin in particular is, in Forex, I wouldn't be talking all this nonsense. Certain pairs, not all of pairs, but Forex is like more liquid, highly liquid instruments. Slightly different story there. Slightly different ways of how leverage works. It's not as clear cut as it is on these exchanges on Bybit. Just throw like 2 times the account size, and there you go. You have your 2x leverage. There's margin requirements and different kind of maintenance fees and broker fees and post-tax, pre-tax bullshit. You know, there's a lot of things that you need to calculate, and it's even harder to survive there. If you think that that's easier, then no. It's like a full-time accounting job. It sucks balls. Use my language. But it is what it is. Stop losses, yeah. For Bitcoin, you're not surviving. You don't have a stop loss strategy. And anyone on Twitter that tells you when they have invalidation levels, you need to ask them how much they lose. And you need to ask them, are you trading with like one contract? Like, you're having like these stop loss areas where there's like there's a huge gap. Like, your entry is here, stop loss is here. That's 1,300 points on Bitcoin. That's 3%. Are you crazy? Do you know how much you stand to lose on that? So I don't know. Let's dig into that one of these days. Of Tarsus, another point for recognition there. Sizing is so key. 100%. that comment right there, I wish I could just highlight it and pin it. The same trade can either be brilliant or insane, depending on the risk and sizing applied. Yep. Mag 7 and ME strategies, excellent quality strategies, require active participation, of course. That's the only negative. Quite highly discretionary, but very effective indeed. Platoon is not. It's no. We don't have. It's not open for memberships. Period. Right now, even on the website. ME1 strategy. In the platoon, I'm soon gonna switch over from these live streams to setups that we can actually do together inside of the platoon. More like the old school educational, when YouTube was kind of on the back burner and the office was being built. I was moving. There was a lot of transitional sort of streams, but we had a lot of boot camps that happened inside of Discord, and those were very, very technical and specific in terms of how one should be trading with MarketSpy as a helper tool. And those videos are still there, but they're private and they're for the platoon members only. But it was it's called a boot camp because we kept drilling the same idea over and over again until people hopefully internalize that. And we're going to be doing those again, and that's very important. Hopefully the platoon community will grow to be a professional trading class of traders. They can help others as well, and they can branch out from there. So that my goal is to share as much as I can with those in the platoon, and engage with those guys on a more personal level through Discord. So no, it's not part of the package, to answer the question. Lucivert coming. Let's do one tomorrow. We're supposed to have one today, but tomorrow. Let's have one tomorrow. Market Enemy Type 1 does not use a stop loss strategy due to variation in sizing. It is assumed that once reaching those levels, we have a bounce, and the priority becomes taking profit first. After the bounce, we create a stop loss level. So our strategy is such so that it gives us an early access to a setup. Okay, on MarketSpy, MarketSpy gives you a setup before the signal comes about, and gives you that long signal, which is delayed and late, of course. But we have an entry that then develops moves. We have a very particular strategy about taking profit, and the amount of that profit is not 100%, so it's like 90% of the whole position. Then as time passes, we develop a stop loss area for the remainder of the 10% of contracts that remain. And those things can really make or break your trade, and it takes a little bit of time to execute, and also babysit it for a little bit. But once the stop loss area is created live, then we use that. Same goes for Market Enemy Type 2. It just happens a lot quicker, and for scalpers, that's the preferred method. So a lot of people don't. This is why I said, MarketSpy is unorthodox like this, where many people just can't wrap their heads around. I don't know if other systems have those rules at all, because to implement a stop loss and take profit rule inside of a system is not that easy. And I would imagine that most systems, you're on your own there, buddy. You have a buy-sell signal, the rest is up to you. Not with MarketSpy. It has very strict rules and very specific ways of building a position, exiting it, and then managing the remainder of your contracts. There she goes. There she goes. More downside for Bitcoin. So market enemy strategy, it's not like you're getting a single entry on a single at a single point. So there's no suggestions on stuff. It's built into the strategy. It's in the boot camps. We talked about that. Once we have built a position, like I said, once it starts moving away, it creates a stop loss environment. Usually it's a wick, and that's your stop loss right there, but it already calculates your risk into it and knows that you're probably 90% out. Consider, like, see this wick over here? So a market enemy gives you a stop loss area right here, and now you should be left with a 10% of your original leverage position here, because 90% was exited at the first sign of resistance. So in terms of type 2, entry here, exit here, 600 points later, and then you're waiting for a wick that's like this long, near some level of resistance or support, to print into it, and then put a stop loss for the 10% that's not going to hurt you. And if this ends up, bouncing away from this level and goes higher, then that 10% will generate that bonus pay for you with very low risk. And then if the trend is established, so your entry's here, the trend is established, you can add to it later on the setup, which of course on a 4-hour chart is going to take a couple of days at least. So that's the premise, that's the strategy there, that you have 10% that's running, 90% leverage position got exited here, the rest of it is here, it's running, you have a stop loss here. If it makes and reverses from here, you can add to it. The stop loss will get moved on the next higher low, and so the story goes until that trend comes to an end. But you're looking at ATR values to exit, and it's very boot camps have all of that information covered. However, I'm thinking tomorrow we should do another one. We have had a lot of new traders that came in, and they're maybe confusing MarketSpy with like Cypher or similar shit that's out there, and they're thinking like, oh, it's just another like coded indicator that you buy here, you sell there, you have a green dot there, you have a pyramid there. There's like a 1, 2, 3 step little learning curve that gives you proper trading hygiene, a way to take care of yourself and your account regardless of what the signals are. There's a whole method to all of this, so we'll cover that tomorrow. How about that? We have Hex people in the chat. Last day for pulse chain sacrifice. I don't know, crypto bro. I don't know. We're talking about sacrifice. Hex. I don't know about you guys. Welcome to the chat though. Good to see some diversification. Nate Berry, what if there's no bounce though? Position sizing. If there's no bounce, then we talked about drawing that line in the sand, and you understand that averaging it out to the maximum. So you want to get a good level, a level where you can leverage up, right? And it cannot be the first bounce area. It cannot be here. If you want to really leverage up, you're leveraging up in this red box, right? Anywhere here, yeah, you might bounce, of course, But if you want to really throw a number of contracts like up to 5x or so, you can allow yourself to do so if you can bring the price down to here and sit at 5x. Yeah, that's a great place. And you cannot look at this and say, what if there's no bounce here? I guarantee you there will be a bounce here. The thing is, can you manage a 10,000 25% drop all the way down in terms of how you size? If you're not sure that this is the level to go long, we capture like one leg here, down leg here, one leg here, down leg here, and we take profit. This is the capture area. From here to here, profit. From here to here, we shorted, profit. That's 1,000 point, $1,000 trades, 2,000 point trade. From here to here, long. Talked about a long setup. Here. We had one long here to profit here, 10%, 8% almost. Then we had a short from here, and we were supposed to have it go by 1,000 points. It did not. It went all the way up by 5,000 points. I kept averaging into here, and then we came to this level. I say, if we run this, we're at least going to double that. I waited. We came up to here. You see this line right here on the CP? I went short right against it at about 3x. It instantly brought my price up to here. When this dumped, I took profit, and that's my what if it doesn't bounce play here. So nothing lost, everything gained. Like I said, with enough time you will realize that it bounces. Price bounces at certain levels. You just need to know where that is, and we're here to help you with that. If it's not too clear. Hey Lucifer, happy birthday in advance. Wish you health first and foremost, prosperity second, and happiness tomorrow and forever, every day. That is amazing. The birthday. Another star was born. It's your day. Go with it. So we'll delay it in your name after tomorrow, because there's probably going to be not going to be that many opportunities to trade tomorrow, I think, beyond what we already looked at. So maybe, how about after tomorrow? You have a clear head, you rest, party. Hopefully not too hard, but take it easy, and then the next day we'll take a look at some of the questions that you have. I love hearing that you have questions about MarketSpy and specific like baseline reclaims and stuff like that. It's very exciting. What I live for. I can talk about these things all day long. I'm really passionate, and the system is probably my favorite out of all that I've had in my life. So we can definitely talk about that after your birthday, after tomorrow. Deal. It would be great to see live trades for enemy and jackrabbit strategies. Yeah, if you can time it. Like when am I gonna get what's it called? What are we looking for? Like a 15-minute time frame, maybe? I don't know. Can you sit here for 12 hours? Because that's what it takes. Or I can get into a trade, wait once it's green, like CryptoFace does, go live and say, there, that was my entry, and now 500 points later, guys, I'm in profit. I'm letting you know that, it played out. And here you go. But my question is, what's that gonna do for you? How are you going to make money watching me make money? I don't understand. Sure, we can have live trades. As a matter of fact, every single one of these streams is a live trade. The only difference is we have a stream, we open a trade, and then we come back the next day and I go, congratulations, guys. Thank you for participating. Our trade played out. You should be making money. I prefer that format. If you don't, tell me otherwise. I'll be trading on my own getting live and telling you what I did after the fact. But so far, last 4 streams back to back, all profitable, pinpoint trades that you could have taken. And I think those are better than live trades. Those are the trades that are coming up that you can participate in, that I trade. And then I go back to Discord and report it in the profit wall that you can take a look at it and say, wow, good job. And I was part of it. That's what we do here. But we can do live trades as an example, just to show you, for entertainment. We can do that too, and we'll do it. But I'm saying overall,
Hey guys, just need to do something on the side here for 5 minutes, but reading the comments there, I'm wondering what Taratu is talking about. Your channel risks to get in trouble when live trading and showing people what you do live. How accurate is that information? Is that true? Why? How is that different from making crafts or something, or painting, or playing a video game and showing what your strategy is? Like League of Legends or something, World of Warcraft, and what I'm doing live. Is it because there's money involved, and you know, there's money's involved in everything? That's weird. If that's true, I need to look into it. Good information though, appreciate it. I'll be back in 5 minutes, guys.
we're back. Yeah, that's very interesting. I don't think YouTube has guidelines for traders specifically, but it's, always these little fine details out there. If you can open a trade on a secondary screen and not show it in the video, but then show a live position, then that's okay. For one, that's a good excuse for traders to not show how they actually execute their live positions. What points of entry do they get? That's a really, really great excuse. But the other side of it is that that's the only way to go about it. And yeah, maybe that's what we're down to. That's all we can do, Open a position on the low and then show the results later. So, okay, as expected, chop solidation. I think there's a small chance. Trade setup up to the 50 EMA right here. Right here. She's gonna go up, tap this, and then probably go higher a little bit, and then chop sideways more. I think into tomorrow. And then it should push a little higher before going lower again. So it's going to be that's the chop we're looking for over the weekend, into the dump and then sideways. So I think that's on the books right now. These trailing steps on 1 hour are a little overextended. Let's measure this out. So the drop happened from here. Take this thing from here to here, and that's about where the HC is. So it's a good chance we'll come and tap 40, 500. Okay, so be ready for that. Do you go short from there? I don't know. Could be a good play to go a tiny long position for you, because we're looking to average this down. If you go long from here, go with like 0.3 leverage max, see what happens. And if she doesn't in the next couple of hours, you have that time on your hands, you can have a 5-pointer right here, 500 points that can be yours. If not, you're looking to add to this position from down below. Our buy area has been established at maximum 35.5, not closing the gap below it, but that's where you're looking at. That's where you're looking at. When showing the trade live, it is a financial advice. Okay, good to know. Good to know. I really appreciate this. This helps a lot because I'm not very educated into that. I break all the rules when it comes to YouTube. We have like copyrighted music playing, all sorts of stuff going on. But I don't know. I get copyright strikes on music all the time. Not the playlist that we've had here lately. This is music by Carl Casey from White Bat Audio, somewhere out there from Vancouver, I think, is where they're streaming it from. But it's great. But yeah. Definitely need to keep this in mind. Taratu, I appreciate you sharing that information. It's really... I'm going to read over supportgoogle.com/YouTube. I'm just going to skim through that real quick just to be on top of things. Hold on, where is that information coming from? Are you talking about Crypto Face here? That's what he said? he say, she say kind of situation here? Or is it like something that that's what YouTube specifically outlines in their policies, where they say, you cannot do that or you'll get banned? Or is it just an excuse by some of these live streamers who say, oh, if I do this, there's a risk, so that's why? There's a big question mark if that's the case. I don't personally see a problem with it. It's your money, do whatever you want with it. Open your live positions all day long, show it to people. It shouldn't be a problem, it's like logically, right? So I don't know if that's what they are saying, like these traders, whoever they are, Crypto Face, others. Then, like I said, it's a very clever excuse. All I know is that when the stream cuts, a lot of these guys, they cut their streams just because things are going south, and they go, I'll see you later, I gotta go. Gone with the wind. Unless you specifically specify no financial advice, since you do not hold a professional license. So what if I do hold a professional license? How do I verify with YouTube? That's the question. That's how other YouTubers get around it, by saying it's not financial advice. Regardless if one holds a professional license or not. But if you have a CFA, how do you verify with YouTube? Do you I guess you contact them or something and say, hey, I'm able to give financial advice. You can't really, because social media financial advice means, like, what does it really mean? Because people can interpret it as such, so it's open to interpretation. You could be, spilling some beans, some sauce, educational content, and then someone says, oh, that's financial advice. Or you could be actually giving financial advice, saying that, guys, it's, I recommend you hedge and park your accounts, go into USD right now, because we're going to have a little downturn on prices, and then, some take it, some don't. I don't know. It's you need to research this stuff. I think it's time to. I heard him swearing because he had to stop showing entries. He was getting banned for about 2 weeks period. Wow. Okay, all right. Look into it. We'll look into it. But ladies and gentlemen, be safe. Wait for another leg down. Then we'll talk about a long entry. I don't think this is the place immediately for that play. I could be wrong. Congratulations on the short of the weekend. The corrective wave is not completely done, in my opinion. It would be nice to see lower prices, and I think if we get that, good. We have an entry. And tomorrow, one of our Discord members' birthday, so it's that month. Everyone's a birthday boy, birthday girl. So we'll come back after tomorrow. Do it in the platoon. We're still gonna have a little YouTube stream here, but we're gonna jump to the platoon and do a little boot camp for the spies, and take it from there. See how it goes. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to share, click like, comment. Even though it's a live video, everything is live here, including intros. Let me know what you want to see in the comments in the next episode, and we'll deliver as usual. And I know, of course, what I want to see is the next setup.
Give me a trade, CR. That's all I'm here for.
Of course, that's a given. But maybe you have other requests. I don't know. Let me know. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. And see you soon. Stay well. Be well. And I don't know how that merch rotator is showing up there, but you want to buy a mug for coffee is where it's at. If you want to buy a t-shirt or other crap that's on there, no, stay away from it. Not the best design for a shirt. You're gonna have your chest stretch, that image, that square becomes like this weird watermelon shaped thing. If you're a graphic designer, let me know if we can improve this somehow. But trust me, that coffee mug, feel free. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you in the next stream.